Let me start by telling you something today. You haven't seen your best days yet. What Allah has written for you is greater than anything you've left behind. I know you may have walked through some difficult seasons. Maybe you've faced disappointments, setbacks, or moments where you wondered, is this all there is for me? But I'm here to remind you, Allah never ends something on a negative. If something has been removed, something better is being prepared. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. You may feel like doors have closed, but Allah is the one who opens doors no person can shut. Sometimes we look at our circumstances and think it's over, but Allah says in the Quran, indeed with hardship comes ease. Not maybe, not hopefully, not if everything works out. With hardship comes ease. That means every tear, every struggle, every silent battle is leading you to something greater. You see, Allah specializes in turning the impossible into possible. He takes what looks like a dead end and turns it into a doorway. He takes what seems like a setback and transforms it into a setup. Your story is not finished. Your chapter is not closed. The author of the universe is still writing your destiny. So don't judge your future by your present. Don't let temporary pain convince you of a permanent defeat. Allah's mercy is greater. His plan is bigger. His timing is perfect. And even when you can't see it, even when you don't feel it, He is guiding you toward something incredible. This is your reminder today. Your best days are not behind you. They are still ahead. And Allah is already arranging the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments for your breakthrough. Today, I want to talk to you about something powerful, something life-changing, something that can shift the way you walk through every challenge, the belief that your best days are still ahead of you, not behind you, not lost, not forgotten, still ahead. Islam teaches us that Allah is Al-Fatah, the one who opens. He is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. He is Al-Qadir, the one who can do all things. And when these names come together in your life, you can be certain of one thing: your future is filled with divine possibilities. Maybe you've been through seasons that drained your strength. Maybe life has taken you through unexpected storms. But storms don't stop your purpose. Delays don't cancel your destiny, and pain doesn't define your future. With Allah guiding you, every setback becomes preparation, every loss becomes redirection, and every challenge becomes a stepping stone towards something greater. When Allah says be, it is. When Allah decrees goodness, nothing can block it. When Allah writes elevation for you, no force on earth can keep you held down. So lift your head, open your heart, and let hope rise again, because Allah has not finished with you. The story ahead is brighter than the one behind. Allah's plan is always greater than your past, and when you truly let this truth settle in your heart, it changes the way you see everything you've walked through. So often we look at our past mistakes, past disappointments, past seasons of pain, and we convince ourselves that what happened behind us limits what can happen ahead of us. But with Allah, nothing from your past has the power to cancel the goodness He has written for your future. Allah does not define you by where you've been. He defines you by where He is taking you. He is not limited by your history. He is not restricted by your shortcomings. He is not held back by the moments you wish you could erase. In fact, Allah often uses the very experiences you thought would break you to build something stronger within you. What looked like failure was shaping your resilience. What felt like delay was developing your patience. What seemed like loss was creating space for something better to enter. Allah is the master of transforming what once brought you pain into the very thing that elevates you. When you think your story is over, Allah turns the page and reveals a chapter you never saw coming. Many people walk through life believing their past is a prison, but Allah turns it into a classroom. Every difficulty you endured carried wisdom. Every heartbreak held a lesson. Every closed door redirected you from something that wasn't meant for you towards something that was written especially for you. If you had received what you once prayed for, you might have settled for less than what Allah prepared. Sometimes He withholds to upgrade. Sometimes He delays to protect. Sometimes He closes one path so He can guide you toward a greater one. Even when you made mistakes, Allah didn't abandon you. He didn't disqualify you. He didn't push you aside. Instead, He covered you with His mercy, lifted you from places you fell, and placed you back on the path that leads to your purpose. That is the beauty of His plan. It is not dependent on your perfection, but on His mercy. And His mercy has no limits. When you embrace that Allah's plan is greater than your past, shame loses its grip. Regret loses its voice. Fear loses its influence. You begin to walk with confidence because you know your story is not defined by the moments you wish were different. You are defined by the one who created you, the one who knows what is inside your heart, the one who still sees greatness within you even when you struggle to see it yourself. Allah is not holding your past against you. He is using it to prepare you. Like a seed buried in the darkness of soil, you may have gone through seasons that felt heavy and unclear, but the burial was actually planting. What felt like an ending was the beginning of growth. The soil that covered you was not there to suffocate you, but to nourish what Allah placed inside you. And just as the seed eventually rises, breaking through the ground into light, you too are meant to rise. Because Allah's plan is always greater than your past. Hardship is temporary. Divine ease is promised. And when you start to see your struggles through this lens, everything about your journey begins to shift. Islam teaches us something profoundly comforting. No hardship is meant to crush you, no challenge is meant to break you, and no season of difficulty is meant to last forever. Allah has already written an ease that will follow every hardship, not just as a possibility, but as a divine guarantee. Sometimes in the middle of a storm, it feels like the rain will never stop. You wake up day after day carrying the same burden, facing the same uncertainty, feeling the same weight. But what you don't realize is that every hardship has an appointed end. Just like night is followed by day, sorrow is followed by relief, and struggle is followed by ease. Allah has tied your hardship and your ease together like two sides of the same coin. The moment one arrives, the other is already written to follow. Many people think their hardship is a sign that Allah has turned away from them, but the truth is the opposite. Hardships often come because Allah cares about your growth. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified through fire. Hearts are strengthened through trials. Allah allows difficulties not to harm you, but to refine you, to elevate you, to bring out qualities within you that comfort cannot produce. Patience, resilience, wisdom, strength, these are born in the soil of struggle. And while you're going through it, you may not see the bigger picture. You might question why things are happening the way they are, why doors seem closed, why life feels heavy. But faith means trusting that Allah is working behind the scenes in ways you can't yet understand. Your hardship is not random. It's not meaningless. It's part of a larger plan that is leading you toward something greater than what you asked for. Sometimes the ease that Allah promises isn't just in the form of a blessing waiting ahead. Sometimes the ease is the person you become through the hardship. You come out wiser, stronger, more grateful. You start to appreciate small blessings you once overlooked. You begin to understand the value of patience, the beauty of trust, and the sweetness of relying on Allah alone. Hardship teaches you what comfort cannot. It elevates your character and strengthens your heart. And when the promised ease finally comes, and it always comes, you see how everything had a purpose. You understand why certain things didn't work out, why certain people left, why certain paths closed. You begin to realize that the moments that once felt like breaking points were actually turning points. And even when you feel like you're reaching your limit, Allah never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. If the hardship is heavy, it's because He knows the strength within you is even greater. If the journey feels long, it's because something beautiful is waiting at the end. No pain you experience is wasted. No tear falls unnoticed. No struggle is ignored. Allah is closer in your hardships than you realize, guiding you, protecting you, preparing you for the ease He has promised. Setbacks often prepare you for future elevation, and when you begin to understand this truth, you stop seeing setbacks as signs of failure and start viewing them as stages of preparation. Life has a way of slowing us down, redirecting us, or forcing us to pause, and in those moments we tend to feel frustrated, disappointed, or confused. But what if the very thing you're calling a setback is actually Allah positioning you for something greater than you imagine? Sometimes Allah delays you because the path ahead isn't ready yet. Sometimes He blocks something you wanted because it wasn't meant to carry you to your destiny. What feels like a loss might be divine protection. What feels like a detour might be a divine rerouting toward a better outcome. Allah sees what you cannot see. He knows what you do not know, and He arranges your journey with a wisdom far beyond what you can grasp in the moment. You may think you're being pushed back, but Allah may actually be pulling you back like an arrow, preparing to launch you further than before. Arrows don't fly forward unless they're pulled back first, and the same is true in your life. Setbacks stretch you. They strengthen you. They refine you. They build qualities you will need for the blessing ahead. Sometimes you're asking for elevation, but your character still needs shaping. Your patience still needs strengthening. Your heart still needs cleansing. Your mindset still needs expanding. Allah will never elevate you into a place your character cannot sustain. So instead of seeing setbacks as punishment, see them as preparation. See them as Allah clearing the way, reshaping the circumstances, and molding you into the version of yourself capable of handling the future He has written. Think about the times in your life when you thought something was over, only to realize later it was actually the beginning of something better. The job you lost that led you to something greater. The person who walked away and made space for someone more supportive. The plan that fell apart so a better path could unfold. Setbacks often feel like endings, but with Allah, endings are simply transitions to higher places. He removes what would limit you. He shuts doors that aren't aligned with your purpose. He interrupts plans that would have taken you in the wrong direction. And yes, it hurts in the moment. Yes, it can be disappointing. But one day, you look back and say, if that setback didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. There are blessings that only come through being pushed out of comfort. Setbacks humble you, make you pray more sincerely, make you trust more deeply. They force you to let go of things you were never meant to cling to. They break attachments that block your progress. They sharpen your focus. They help you grow in ways success never could. And the beautiful thing is that Allah never allows you to experience a setback without writing an elevation that follows. The struggle is not wasted. The delay is not empty. You may not see it yet, but every step back is creating the space, the strength, and the spiritual depth needed for the breakthrough ahead. Trust Allah's timing even when life feels slow, because divine timing is different from human timing, and what seems delayed to you is never delayed to Him. We live in a world that pushes us to rush, to expect instant results, to believe that if something doesn't happen quickly, then it won't happen at all. But Allah does not operate according to our deadlines. His timing is purposeful. His pace is perfect. And every moment He makes you wait is filled with wisdom you may not understand yet. Sometimes you feel like you're ready. You feel like you've prayed enough, worked enough, hoped enough, and yet the door still isn't opening. But what you don't see is how much Allah is protecting you from by holding that door closed. You don't see the problems He is preventing. You don't see the obstacles He is clearing behind the scenes. You don't see the way He is shaping your heart so that when the blessing arrives, you are prepared to receive it with strength and gratitude. Waiting isn't a punishment. Waiting is a process. It's a season where Allah rearranges things inside you. He teaches you patience, strengthens your resilience, builds your trust, and shifts your perspective. Sometimes the blessing is ready for you, but you are not ready for it yet. Other times you are ready, but the circumstances surrounding that blessing still need to be aligned. Allah knows exactly when the moment is right. Not too early, because it would overwhelm you. Not too late, because it would discourage you. But exactly at the time that will bring the most goodness to your life and the most growth to your soul. When you understand this, you stop fighting the delays and start trusting the process. You stop questioning why things aren't happening and start believing that Allah is preparing things to happen in the best possible way. Think about the times in life when something you prayed for didn't come when you wanted it, but when it finally did arrive, you realized the timing was flawless. You met the right person after meeting all the wrong ones. You found the right opportunity after being rejected from the ones that weren't meant for you. You received the blessing at the very moment you needed it most. That's the beauty of divine timing. It's always worth the wait. And even when it feels slow, even when nothing seems to be moving, Allah is working. Seeds grow underground before they sprout. You don't see anything happening on the surface, but the growth is real. Your life is the same. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Allah is developing what you've prayed for. He's building connections you don't know about. He's opening paths you haven't reached yet. He's arranging the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments to align perfectly. When you trust Allah's timing, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop rushing, forcing, or trying to control what's not meant to be in your hands. You learn to breathe, to be patient, to stay hopeful. You learn that what is written for you will reach you, and what is not written for you will pass by you no matter how much you chase it. And the more you trust His timing, the more peace you feel, because deep down you know that Allah has not forgotten you. He has not overlooked your prayers. He has not ignored your effort. He is simply preparing something so beautiful, so meaningful, and so perfectly timed that when it finally arrives, you will understand why the wait was necessary. Faith grows strongest in seasons of difficulty because it's in those moments you are pushed beyond your comfort zone and into the place where reliance on Allah becomes real, not just words. When everything is going well, it's easy to say you trust Allah. It's easy to feel grateful, hopeful, and confident. But when life gets heavy, when prayers seem unanswered, when doors seem closed, that's when faith is tested, and that's also when it grows. Hardship forces you to lean on Allah in ways comfort never could. It teaches you to surrender your worries, to let go of control, and to believe that even in the darkest moments, Allah is guiding you towards something better. Every difficulty you face strengthens your spiritual muscles. Every moment you choose trust over fear adds another layer of depth to your heart. You begin to recognize that Allah is closest to you in your struggles and that He never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. Through hardship, you learn patience, perseverance, and resilience. You learn to pray with sincerity, to seek Allah with a humble heart, and to appreciate blessings you once took for granted. With every test, your faith deepens, your trust grows, and your connection with Allah becomes stronger.